What's up, VC? What's up for me, my dog? Got my trusty old coat. I like this jacket because it makes me feel like I'm being held by a big fluffy person. All right, guys, what's up? This is the infamous Chicago Mugs Cub that I got from the store. Is it Wrigley Stadium? I have no idea. I don't watch baseball. I'm so out of touch with sports. I don't want to offend anybody. I, I like watching highlights of sports, and but I did watch some amazing games, and I'm so out of touch with sports. We were on tour one time, and we were in Cleveland, and the promoter or somebody said you shouldn't have booked this show on Sunday because the Browns are playing. And I literally replied, "What band is the Browns? I've never heard of them." And this venue looked at me like, "Holy shit, this guy is a dumbass." They were cracking up though, and then some thought it was a joke, but it was not a joke. I did not. And I had wait. Oh wait, okay. It took me a second. I was like, oh shit, okay. So, oh, somebody got it. Okay, so yeah. So, but because we were in Chicago, and I walked right by the stadium. There's a stadium, and then there's a souvenir store right across the street. And just being my age, Chicago Cubs. You know how the one thing I do love about sports is the people who just are diehards for their team. Even if their team's doing shitty, it doesn't matter. You stick with your team. That being said, I am a Raiders fan. I didn't have a choice. My stepdad was a super diehard Oakland Raiders fan. Even when they were in LA, he would just say Oakland. So I had no choice. I had to like the Raiders. I don't really watch football, but every now and then keep an eye out. All right. So you guys are like, Ty, shut up already. Show us this $1,000 record. Yes, you guys. I don't think I paid it. All right, this is kind of clickbait. I'm sorry. Keep on watching because this record is worth around $1,000. There was a store that had it for $900 in their shop, and it was the only time I actually didn't see it. My bass player had seen this 45 at another record store, and then we were playing in Arizona, and they had the same 45 autographed by the band, and they only wanted $80 for it. Now there was no copies on eBay or Discogs. There was nothing to compare the price to at the time, so I think the dude didn't. He knew what he had, but he had no way of knowing how to price it. So he just threw it like a somewhat expensive price tag. And what was it? NoFX, their first ever demo. The cases are handmade by the band, and then it gets even better. It's signed by the band. Fat Mike signed the cover. So yeah, they all signed it somewhere. So maybe that takes the value away from it. I don't know. Just give you guys what it looks like. Their signature right there on the side. But they glued these together. Supposedly that's how the story goes. And at this time, they were just a trio. Mike, Fat Mike, Eric, and Scott on drums. And, which is even so rad. But, anyways, I got it for a decent deal. And so it's crazy. We played there. I didn't buy it when I had saw this or when I had seen it. I was going to, but I already bought. I bought some Earl Hooker, this Nirvana, like recording they never released until recently on a numbered edition of Orange Vinyl, and so we get back home from Arizona, and my bass player's like, "Yeah, you should have got it. They were selling it for $900 at the Fat Record store," and that's where in San Francisco they had one on display for $900. And they probably put that price tag on it so no one would just buy it. Just, you know what I mean? But if someone would actually pay $1,000, they're like, here, go for it. Sorry. A demo, we glued the cases together for you. But anyways, I swooped mine up. Super happy. It plays very well. It's mid condition. Doug Moody, 1984. But I mean, it just shows. I mean, NoFX. Obviously, we know they've been in the game for a long time. But I mean, 84. That's I mean, that's a lot. It's cool what they evolved to. And like I said, a lot of bands the reason a lot of bands became crossover bands. Psychosomatic was a crossover band. Psychosomatic was thrash metal. Then in the late night, in the like 97 to 99, they were punk for a little while. That was what was popular. And they weren't like full on punk, but they did have more of a punk vibe, more almost with the thrash vibe taste, with like a little spicy of thrash. And then I remember talking to Jeff one time in the early 2000s when they were working on the next stuff, and he was like, "We are going full fledged thrash, crazy, shoulders." Like it was before they were doing the Unquenchable Thirst, and I was excited. But the point I'm getting to is you evolve and you get better at your craft, you evolve, so sometimes your music evolves also. So, NoFX is a good example of that, to where they were younger, this stuff, rough around the edges, but you could tell they were passionate. Their first whole album, I highly recommend getting to do a version of Iron Man. They have this song called Cops on Donuts. That's fucking hilarious. But you could tell they were, the Fat Mike, the band, what he had going then, you could tell there was something special about it. That's if you enjoy NoFX. I know some people are like, I can't stand that dude's voice. I remember one lady saying that. A lady who was one of my sister's friends when I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, but it's like kind of like the novelty of how like his voice sounds like shit, but he sings in key. But I enjoy it. I don't listen to NoFX all the time, but I remember when Punk and Drublic came out. They had hyped that up so much in Thrasher magazine when we were kids that it was you knew this album was coming out. And then I remember my friend had gotten a cassette tape, Andy Roy, not the pro skater, my other friend Andy Roy. Wait, I don't even know the pro skater Andy Roy. So my friend Andy Roy, not the pro skater, he had got the cassette. I remember when he brought it to my house, and the song we tripped out the most was the very last track, where they have like the intro. I can't remember the name of the damn song, but that's what got us to like the rest of the album and everything. So, but and what's cool, my punk band, we play Linoleum sometimes. We've been known to play Linoleum. Well, NoFX on a new video of the Linoleum 2, they put our band in their video for a little bit and gave a shout out. So it was super cool. We're getting messages on our band page. Hey, you guys are in the new NoFX video. We're like, oh, I thought it was spam, to where like, they send you something, so you click on it, it fucks you over. So I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, cool joke. You know what I mean? And then it wasn't spam. It was somebody that had watched the video that was notifying us. So anyways, go check that out. It's on the second video because so many bands, I guess, were bummed out they didn't get put in the first one, which we didn't even know about the first one, or I didn't at least. And we randomly got put in the second one, so it was cool. So we got a small connection to the NoFX. We are, that band I play for, which I am a founding member. We started this band in '99. We've all known each other since elementary school. At least 3 of us in the band have. And we're from Salinas, which is 2 hours south of San Francisco. So like, everyone in San Francisco knows of Salinas because it's a total shithole. And it's where John Steinbeck's from. And visually, it's a beautiful town. There's just nothing to do there. Except look how pretty it is, and realize there's nothing to fucking do. Like, this town is like, but that's what built our personality. So I don't want to ever diss my hometown. I love my hometown, and I always love going back there. And because it was such a strange place, well, we all ended up so strange coming from there. And it's so I wouldn't want to change anything of how it was so boring. But like, if you're even trying to be a musician there, which is a lot of good musicians in that area, Strawberry Girls is out of Salinas actually, which is a really badass instrumental band. But I remember one time we were having a party, or like we were rehearsing or whatever, and like the cops would come over and be like, telling us they're gonna confiscate our equipment if they have to come back. We're little nerd musicians. I mean, our mosh pit was pretty gangster, but us ourselves were just little musical nerds basically, and they were not having that. But we still were able to do it. Shout out to my bass player. He was the one who had the location for us to practice that weekly, which his dad had helped him. He had this little those little miniature houses usually built in front of a house that are like for little kids to play in. That was his first jam room. So I remember walking by in high school, and I could hear some guitar coming out of this little, like a giant dollhouse. And I put my head in there. There's a drum set, PA, fucking, well, at least drum set and guitar amps. I don't know. I think they had a microphone set up in there though. And I was like, wow. I was impressed that he had everything. This before we even played in a band together. But I was impressed that he had a whole fucking studio in a giant dollhouse, basically. But the neighbors were complaining about the sound because that thing didn't hold sound for shit. So his dad helped him build a really nice new sound room inside their garage in the back. And coincidentally, his dad put a nice fan ventilation thing on the side, which just was like a porthole of. So his dad put up with that for a long time. His dad probably knows our songs better than anyone else. All right, guys, this episode went for too long, and I'm fine with that. I probably just need to do a podcast or just talk about fucking vinyl and just bring other people in the VC into the thing. I don't know how to use technology. I'm so horrible with it that maybe once eventually I'm gonna get a fat budget going. I'm just gonna fly you guys in on the private jet on the PJ. You know what I mean? I'll put you in a nice hotel. You just show up like it's, you know what I mean, like a giant podcast. Okay, I can't. I'm not there. But that would be rad. Eventually, someday, hopefully. All right, guys. Last tip: like and subscribe to the channel. Go like all the other channels too. Go like and subscribe to so many good ones. I'll be going to bed and I'll like check my phone real quick, and then like somebody, you know, we'll put anyone on blast. JC, I'll put a new episode up. I'm a night out, so I'm going to bed like. I think he's East Coast, so I'm Central, so he's only an hour ahead of me. But either way, now I'm watching vinyl at 5:30 a.m. That's how much of a junkie we are. Do we have a vinyl like anonymous like we can have vinyl meetings where we talk about is this all this is? Is this just like AA meetings for vinyl collectors? Hi, my name's Ty. I'm collecting for about 20 years now. I told myself not to go back. You know, I was in the parking lot counting my money. There I was back at Dr. Feelgood. You know, my wife and kids are back at home all hungry. Okay, I don't have a wife and kids. I'm joking there. But, you know where I'm going with that. I have no idea where that just went. That was weird. Oh, it's an AA meeting. Yeah. Is this all this really is? I'm realizing now the ball, this is like too much Chicago Cubs. Now, am I officially a Chicago Cubs fan? I'm just totally confused by what's happening right now. I'm just going to let it... I get kooky once the coffee starts hitting me. I don't know what I'm doing with this big old fluffy jacket on right now, besides that it feels good. I feel like I'm being held. Thank you for jacket. You guys are like, anybody who watches my videos, thank you. Hubtunes throws some comments. Thank you, Hubtunes, he commented saying that the classic series are more of the albums that were the heavy hitters. Hence why you're like, Ty, that's what you're hearing. They are the ones that sold a lot. And that the Tone Poet series are more of the ones that were harder to find, more obscure, like the Tina Brooks. There's a cool, they say on the back, give a history, like the Tina Brooks one, The Waiting Game. I guess they never even released that till way later on after it was recorded. So that makes sense, and thank you for commenting. Go like and subscribe to the Hubtunes channel. Super great channel. I think he just collects a little bit of everything, maybe. I like his background. I want to do a better background, but this is where I have my chairs where I do my reading, so it just happened to be right here. And my records, you are on top of one of my big chunks of my record collection right now, the camera. I have a window right here, so I don't want the records to be with the window just because of the sun, you know what I mean? So, and I want to be able to see out the window. Actually, and so I can see the sunset at this time of the year. So anyways, and there actually, this wasn't a window here. So once upon a time there was some shelves here. But anyways, now I have this big long shelf. And right here there's 12 cubby holes just right here full. And then I got like 22 cubby holes full, like cubes. I'm going to have to put 2 more up, which is going to to start filling up. So I'll be, but so I don't have like a big wall of my stuff, except I have 6 right here that are kind of tall, but it just it's not the best background either because that just you guys be like, oh, you got a decent collection. so, I don't think anybody gives a shit that much. But Hubtunes, I enjoy seeing the background. Does anybody try to tally up how many records are in their collection? A cube is usually 70, 75 records. So 2 cubes, 150. It's easy to count and do the math. So usually if I see like JC, I don't know if that's his whole collection, but I've seen he's got a wall of cubes. So I think I tried to tally up how much I think JC has, or different. I do it on all the channels if I can see your records. You know what, Melinda Murphy doesn't show us her super collection. Maybe there was an episode where she showed, but she doesn't have the wall record. It's probably because it's a pretty big damn wall. I'm saying that as a compliment. Her channel's awesome. Go like and subscribe to. That was one of the first. Her Frank from 33 RPM, Noble Records, and Melinda were like some of the first, and then JC were some of the first channels I see. So, anyways, and then I'm almost discovering a new channel at least every couple days now. Awesome, freaking rad. Today is the Austin Record Convention, and I actually went and bust last night because I don't have any shows. A beautiful area where I can go play on, and literally on the streets, and people are like totally loving it. Thank you guys. And so I got a little bit of money, but I have some stuff I really want to get today at the record store. So I don't know how much it is to get into the convention. It's probably not too pricey. It might be, I don't know. But to drive into Austin and deal with traffic and parking, I don't have the biggest amount. You know what I mean? I'd be able to get a few crown jewels maybe or whatever, holy grails, or maybe just one holy grail, just depends. I just, oh God, so much mind. It's like, oh, it's overwhelming when you know what I mean? Like, I haven't been to a record convention yet, but the store I go to, one of their friends that has a booth, and they showed us, I mean, just, if it's already bad enough going into one store. Not like bad in a bad way, just like, you gotta have you gotta have a chunk of change to spend if you're gonna go to a damn record convention. And that's for me. It would be, I wouldn't mind going and just look, if it was right up the road, excuse me, coffee burp, I would just go to it, yes. But it's about a little bit of drive, not too crazy, but with the traffic. But next year, I'm game. Maybe next year, I probably don't need to do this, but I could get a hotel really close to the convention. So I could just mosey, take an Uber, or just walk over to the convention. I'm not ready right now financially to go do all that this year, but that would be fun. Has any of you guys gone to a record convention? I don't know. I haven't been one. I haven't seen too many people talk about it so far in the episodes. Maybe after this Austin convention one. Hey, if anybody in the VC is at this, throw a comment. I mean, shit, if you are up in Austin or whatever, I'll, meet up, may have a beer, talk about vinyl, or coffee, or water, or whatever. If anyone in the VC that, we've commented, we follow each other now on Instagram. We've become official Instagram friends. Yo, throw a message. Try to meet up. That'd be rad. If I'm in your area, and I know you're gonna be like, did this guy just let me know he's playing here? I don't want to go see his crappy band. We're not that bad. We have a great time. I play in a few bands, and I'm thankful for all the bands I get to play in, and I play solo shows. So, some lady last night came up to me, and I felt bad because she's like, "Oh, you need to be playing on a stage." You know what I mean? And I told her I get to play on stages. I just not tonight. So I came out on the streets. And she's like, "I was gonna ask you if you wanted I'm looking someone to play guitar." She's like, I used to be in a band with my ex-boyfriend, and I was like, "Oh man." And I'm so busy right now. I told her thank you. I just gave her my business cards to come see me. I'm in so many projects right now. I don't even have time to join another one. But I feel bad when I have to tell people that. But I'm keeping a couple slots open to where I can join at least a couple other projects, like so it just depends. But I'm not trying to start a whole new band right now with somebody. but uh, but I'm glad that her and her friend enjoyed my music last night. All right, this has just gone. Is this okay? It went from talking about 45 to an AA meeting to now we're just in a full on therapy session. Okay. I mean, what do you think, VC? You're my shrink. Should I go buy more vinyl? Of course, I should go buy more vinyl. I'm glad you said that. Thank you, Dr. VC. And that's what I'm going to go do. We're going to end on that one. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Stay positive and play lots of vinyl and freaking throw on a fluffy coat. Thanks, guys. Bye.